Looking forward to getting the season underway on Thursday.
Yeah, it's obviously it'd be good to get going. Obviously, pre-season's long, and a bit of normality back with the games coming thick and fast, and pretty excited to head back to Halliwell Jones and get going.
What are you expecting from Warrington?
Look, they'd be disappointed with the way their year panned out last year. They've made a lot of signings, and we're under no illusions it's going to be a tough task. They're a big side, and got two very smart halves that we're going to have to be ready for.
George Williams had an impressive World Cup with England. Do you think that will kickstart his time at Warrington?
Yeah, I can't see why not. I think George was probably their best last year in a struggling side, and obviously they've gone and got a big pack to help the likes of George and Darryl Clark and Josh Drinkwater. So yeah, it's going to be a big ask, but we can't wait.
It's a familiar opponent on the opening day for Leeds. You were involved in one of these games a few years back, but on the other side at Halliwell Jones, your first game for the Wolves. What's your memories of that one?
It was a good occasion. I think there was we do what you call pyroglyphics and things like that. I'm sure Warrington will do something similar this time. I think there's a live band and things like that, so it'll be a great spectacle. And I had a good night that night, but hopefully have a good night on the other side. We played a really strong match last year that I unfortunately wasn't a part of, but was a great game, and hopefully this year will be no different.
And one of the highlights of last year was our win away at Warrington in that game, big performance. Just after Rowan had come in, important to get somewhere near that level of performance. Oh,
look, it's round one, and we'll be looking to do what we've set out to do all pre-season, and we had some good lessons through the pre-season, some differing results, but we're really excited. What's come before us is pretty relevant, but we just can't wait to get going. It's going to be a long year. One thing we know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Any fan would know that. We were 1 from 10 at one stage last year, and by the end took them to Old Trafford. So we're about performances early on, and if we can get them right, then we should be in for a good year.
You mentioned the pre-season there. We obviously lost out to Holkar last time out. What work have we been able to do over the last?
What's that, sorry?
What work have we been able to do over the last week or so just to make sure we're ready for round one?
A lot of it's been around mindset and discussion just amongst the boys. Holkar were really good that day. I think they come out with a point to prove on the back of a disappointing match that they had the week before. But take nothing away from them. They were very good, and we were just not quite there. The sort of harder we tried, the worse we got. So we've learned some lessons from that. I think you can learn as many, if not more, lessons from a loss, and we're excited to get going.
How much are you looking forward to teaming up with Aidan and getting a consistent spine this year? Injuries, suspensions last year, frustrating things at times, but looking forward to getting some consistency there.
Yeah, I mean, you start every year with a plan to play as many games as you can, and for different reasons. Last year that we didn't get as many as what we would have liked, but no, we've had a good pre-season, and got a lot of work done, and retained the same spine for this year. So hopefully we can hit the ground running.
Also this weekend, it's the World Club Challenge. St Helens are down in Australia, taking on Penrith, a club you know well from the early days of your career. Have you been impressed with how they've come to dominate the competition down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's Panthers was a sleeping giant for so long. Obviously, when I was there, the success was sort of few and far between. But we always had the junior base. I think it's the biggest, strongest junior base in the world, and full credit to Gus and some of them guys that got that part of it in order, and then that's allowed them sustained success. And when you're bringing kids through, it's salary cap management and things like that. So it's really, really impressive, and I think it's best just for the people of Western Sydney. It's a religion out there, and they deserve a strong, successful team. A Parramatta Penrith grand finals, just an indication of where the rugby's at out in the West, and I can't see why Panthers won't be there pushing again this year. I think Saints can give them a real good run for their money. A few old heads at Saints, and coming up against a few young kids. And traditionally, the the English clubs take this game a little more serious than the Australian ones. So it'll be great to let everyone know down there that there's some, a couple of really good footy teams over here as well, and it'll be good to watch.
Certainly the way St Helens approached the start of the game against St George at the weekend showed their intent that they're going to give their best against the Panthers.
Yeah, St Helens are going nowhere. People have been waiting them to fall off the cliff the last 5 years, and they deserve to be there, and they deserve to be challenging in that match. And I can't wait to watch. And
the fact that we're kicking off Super League on Thursday night with the first game of the first round, is that a boost that we can really set a marker for what we want to do this year?
Oh, I don't know if it's set a marker, but these are the games you sort of want to be involved in. That's why you play at clubs like we do, and Warrington, Leeds going at it, two proud clubs. It'll be a good occasion.